This meeting in order.
We'll be back. Warmer next week.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a roll call, please.
President Detloff,
Here.
Mr. Brower,
Here.
Mr. March,
Here.
Mr. Morgan, present, Ms. Quinn,
Here.
Ms. Worrell,
Here.
and Ms. Weedle.
Present.
Do we have a motion to approve previous meeting minutes dated October 6, 2025?
Somebody close.
Second.
Motion to approve previous meeting minutes from October sixth. Motion is made by Mr. March,
Right.
seconded by Ms. Worrell,
Yes.
Mr. Brower,
Yes.
Mr. Morgan,
Yes.
Ms. Quinn,
Yes.
and Ms. Weedle.
Yes.
Do we have any public comment?
Dave Dillon.
Mr. Dillman, you have the floor, sir.
What I have should not take more than about an hour.
Oh, you love your sense of humor.
No, I talked to several of you folks in the past. And if you remember, probably several years ago, our Legion used to put on a pretty good program down at the park on Memorial Day. And there's no more Legion. And I've noticed that in the past several years, since they've disbanded, we don't have anything organized. Yeah, we have a very nice memorial down there, but nothing is done, except maybe once in a while somebody will come and play taps, and that's about it. And I'd like to suggest to you that, the town board take this on to get some kind of a program down there, and I'm not suggesting a big program like the Legion put on. What I personally, as a veteran, would like to see is, if we could get one of our pastors in our town to come down, not give a sermon, just give a prayer for those that have served. And also maybe contact a school to see if they could get some of the folks that are in the band. They got some good musicians in our school band or orchestra, whatever you want to call it. And ask one, if not maybe two, if they want to play taps. In the Echo, if you know, are you familiar with the Echo thing? I think that's a beautiful thing. But anyway, if they could get a couple of students to come on Memorial Day, and I believe most villages have a service if they have a nice thing like we've got down there. I think they play at 11 o'clock. I'm not sure on that. But anyway, come down there and follow in a sermon, if we can get a minister to do that for us. Play taps. And that's all. I'm not looking for anything big, just that we recognize the veterans. And I would suggest if we can get a couple of students down there, maybe we can give each of them maybe $25 for coming down. I don't know of any high school kid running a car that couldn't use $25. So I guess that's my whole thing. I know we got a lot of time before next Memorial Day. And I know you folks got a lot of things going on, but maybe you could fit in a discussion and maybe appoint somebody to head up that my request, and I hope requests of other veterans. So that's it.
Well, thank you, Mr. Dillman, and I can guarantee you we will have a service next Memorial.
Thank you. I appreciate it, and I'm sure others would too.
Well, you have my word on
That's good enough for me.
it. Thank you, sir.
It is.
Thank you, Mr. Dillon.
Do we have a motion to approve bills for payment and payroll?
Yes, I move to approve bills for payment dated October 16th from the corporate general fund in the amount of $6,294.12. Also dated October 16th from the motor fuel tax fund, $3,547.64. Also dated October 16th from the TIF account, $131,870.81. Also move to approve payroll ending October 11th in the amount of $18,867.44. Ending October 14th, stipend, $2,751.35. Ending October 16th, $3,320.68.
I'll second.
Does anybody have any questions about any of this? That's,
Was that the final payment then for the, from the TIP account?
no, that's basically the first part of the Hildreth payment.
Okay,
It's basically what they've done so far.
okay,
So since it is completed to this amount, and I think that the asphalt's on the pickleball courts and on the parking lot, and there's concrete or gravel throughout, they spent about $131,000, well, they spent this much.
okay.
I mean, this is verified that they actually did this, so
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
it, but it's just like the first.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure, any other questions? Okay, call them.
Okay. Motion to approve bills for payment as follows, dated October 16th, general fund, $6,294.12. Same date, motor fuel fund, $3,547.64. Out of the TIF account, $131,870.81. Payroll ending October 11th in the amount of $18,867.44. October 14th, stipend, $2,751.35. And payroll ending October 16th in the amount of $3,320.68. Motion is made by Mr. Morgan
Yes,
and then seconded by Ms. Weedle.
Yes.
Mr. Brower?
Yes.
Mr. Marks?
Yes.
Ms. Quinn?
Yes.
And Ms. Worrell?
Yes.
Department reports. Clerk Scott Dillman.
I don't have anything to report from the clerk department, but I wanted to give a little bit of an update concerning the Grant Park Foundation's project with the banner billboard thing down at the park and the veterans thing. We're not 100% sure we're gonna have that for an unveiling for the 11th. The person that we're working with is having an almost impossible time trying to find, what we wanted to do is replicate the picture that's already there. You can't find it. Doesn't know where it came from, and also, if he does find it, it has to be in a certain resolution that they can transpose and do their thing to put it onto a banner. That's secondly, so we're kind of looking at possibly redesigning something, which we'll want to get to. If we think we can all make it for the November 11th, we'll try to get to several board members to see if they like what we've chosen. If it doesn't, then we'll just wait for another meeting and we'll go the normal routes to get approval before we get something more. So,
Is this for the mural? No,
no, this is replacing the veterans sign at the park, the banner
Oh, yes.
that you can't hardly see anymore.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, that's a long time coming.
yeah,
Mhm.
so that's a project that the foundation took on. So that's an update there.
Fabulous.
So we'll let you know.
Well, I know that the foundation doesn't have much to do, so it's nice that they. Sarcasm.
That's all.
Thank you, sir.
Mhm.
Attorney report Mike Sanchi, I'm this kind of twofold, so I'm gonna do both of them. Attorney Mike Sanchi and engineer Neil Pigish. I got a proposal today that I want the board to look at, and this is for a survey of the Pippin property. It was prepared by our attorney, and our engineering firm would provide the survey. The cost of the survey of the property is $3,558. I'm gonna pass this along for the board members for their approval, because, I have to sign off on this, and we have to give them approval to do a survey of the property, and I need your input. If you agree, if you don't agree, do we need to look, for someone else to do a survey of the property? And then secondly, I talked to Miss Wendy Dent from our law firm, and they're doing some extra paperwork for the Pippin property, and it has to do with title search and the taxes that were owed on the property. So she needed permission from the village to go ahead and do this, and without doing this, we can't go forward on the property. So I gave her permission, which will mean that there'll be some expense incurred from the legal standpoint through the attorney, but that'll come out of the sale of the property. This is the next thing that the board would have to agree on. I would have to sign it and then send it back in, and I need the board's approval to spend that amount of money to have that property surveyed, or to go with another company, and I need your input on it.
Is the survey required?
You have to have a survey, yeah. So I don't, I can't say here is the going rate without talking to somebody else. I would be happy to do that. This came in today, Carrie presented it to me, so I have to ask the board for your approval, if go ahead and sign off on this and have it done, or we look somewhere else.
Could I comment?
Yes, sir.
I think when we set up how much the cost of the sale would be, that Kara and I felt that the survey would be around 2,500, maybe as much as 3,000. So this is $500, $600 more than our expectation and what we built into the cost of the sale. So the question is, do we go ahead with it, even though it's $558, way more than we expected? Or I don't know who to look for, but we could probably see what we could find. But it's just, what do you feel? And if we say yes to this now, it's probably gonna happen pretty soon. But again, you know, that's why we're asking you, as Ben and I are not sure that we can just say yes to this.
I think that's high.
I mean, given the status of the property, it's somewhat understandable, but it does seem high.
That's for both pins, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that's why it's more?
I guess it could be.
You know
Yeah,
what?
it's 2 properties.
Yeah, it's 2 properties. I don't think it is zone residential. It is on a commercial property. I don't know what the going rate for this is, because it's a municipally owned property. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. As Mr. Morgan said, this was talked about when we first discussed the sale with the realtor, the sale of the property. But to proceed on it, I would have to sign off on this. The board would have to agree to this. I already agreed on behalf of the village to have the paperwork done. I couldn't say no, because by saying no, we're not gonna go anywhere. So they just needed our permission. So when the bill came in, they had my permission to go ahead and take care of the paperwork with the title company. So what I'm asking the board right now is,
I'm okay with that amount.
Mr.
I am
Brown?
too.
Okay. I'm right on the cusp. I could say yes or I could say no.
I recently had a couple years ago, I had my place surveyed. It was if I remember, it was like $1,800. And that's clear land.
Yeah.
Here, we're gonna have to go, whoever the survey has to go in and dig around, and a lot more exploration and find the pins and all that stuff.
You know, there's a
So I think
pond
it's-
back there and
Well, I know, the cost is high.
it's a
but
small pond.
I cannot,
Because, yeah.
I cannot proceed without the board's approval on this.
So I think you're convincing me to say yes. I mean, I feel badly that it's this much, but I think what you're saying and what we're kind of saying about the property, I would go with a yes, but how do the rest of you feel?
I'm pretty knowledgeable about this, but what he said makes sense too.
Yeah.
If his property alone was that much, it does make sense for 2
Okay.
pins to be more, so.
Okay, so I
It's
think we
already
struggled with it, but I think we're saying yes.
Yeah,
And-
so you just vote
Hmm?
I said you have to have it done.
Have to have it done.
I could call my wife and see what she thinks if that's reasonable or not, cause she used to be in real estate closing and stuff. If you would like me to do that, I could do that. Up to you.
I'm happy with the amount.
So is the board in agreement to go ahead and pay our engineering company $3,558? Okay. So if it's all right with you, then I will sign this document, present it to Carrie tomorrow, and we'll get this taken care of.
Great, thank you.
The next thing I have is ordinances and insurance committee chairperson, Susie Weedle.
Yes, I have a first reading on ordinance number O-10-25-1. It is an ordinance authorizing a tax increment financing agreement between the Village of Grant Park and HD Auto Care.
And if you'd like me to comment on it,
That would be great.
if you go just past the actual ordinance, you come to a page like this. This is done by our fifth administrator. What she did is took the things that HD Auto asked for and put it in columns so that we could see that the actual project that he's going to do is worth about $157,000. And what he's asking for TIF is $214,700 for basically the roof, repainting the side, putting a brick facade up a few feet around the east and south side to improve its appearance. Putting in new doors for the vehicles because most of them are either slightly inoperative or damaged. He wants to redo the customer waiting area because the floor is stained with oil. A couple of the windows are cracked and it's not ventilated. So he's looking to ventilate it so that more customers will come in and be okay with waiting there, or at least assigning whatever it is they have to do or paying for it. So what she found in doing the review, Marty and his auditor felt that with these improvements, he could see maybe a $25,000 to $50,000 increase in taxable sales, which means 2% of that we get in sales tax. And what Mindy found, she was delayed in sending this back to us because she was waiting for the Yellowhead Township assessor to confirm what she felt would be the change in equalized assessed valuation. And I guess the assessor never got back to her, but she feels that this will increase the EAV modestly, not very much, but at least a little bit. So some of the projects that we've done in the past, it won't decrease it, it'll maintain it. And of course, the one across the street, 109, that's almost going to double in value, which is unusual because most of our TIF projects aren't going to be that successful, hopefully. So anyway, he's asking for $214,700. And of course, once it's completed, we pay that over 3 fiscal years. And you can see some things in here that he has in his total project, like signage, but he knew that TIF does not pay for signage. So he left that out of his TIF request, but he does have it in here because that is going to be a cost of the total project. Right now, all he has is a painted sign on one of the plate glass windows. It's got a crack in the bottom, so that's why he's replacing all his glass in the front and where the waiting room is. So do you have any questions about this? And his application is attached and Mindy's review is attached, and I've got pictures that we pass around it. He submitted with the application, but we didn't print them out for your packet because the packet was getting big anyway. But if you have any questions, I'd like to answer them. Once
it's approved, how long before you have completion?
We're kind of racing it because he said that if he gets approval before November 1st, they can actually start on it in November. But if it's after that time, you'd have to put it off till spring. And chances are some of the things might not get done until spring. He's asking to repave the lot that's all, well, part of it's missing and the asphalt's crumbled. So he's replacing that. That might not take place till spring either, depending on when they can lay asphalt. But most of it, if you can get started by November first, should be done sometime in December. Except for the lot. The lot probably isn't gonna be done till spring. Question?
Okay, I would like to make a motion to waive the first reading on ordinance number O-10-25-1, tip agreement with HD Auto.
I'll second that.
Motion to waive first reading of ordinance O-10-25-1 TIF agreement with HT Auto. Motion is made by Ms. Weedle,
Yes,
seconded by Mr. Morgan.
Yes.
Mr. Brower.
Yes.
Mr. March. Mr. March, your vote?
Yes.
Ms. Quinn? And Ms. Worrell?
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion to pass second reading on ordinance number O-10-25-1, tip agreement between the Village of Grant Park and HD Auto.
I'll second that.
A motion to approve second reading of ordinance O-10-25-1, a TIF agreement with HD Auto. Motion is made by Ms. Weedle,
Yes,
seconded by Mr. Brower.
Yes.
Mr. March,
Yes.
Mr. Morgan,
Yes.
Ms. Quinn,
Yes.
and Ms. Worrell.
Yes.
next I'd like to make a motion to approve resolution number R-10-25-1, resolution approving grievance settlement agreement with Illinois Fraternal Order Police Labor Council and Lauren Kickert, with one change on page 2. If you go in bold print, now therefore be it resolved, we do need to change Bradley to Grant Park
And Prineville County.
and Will County to Kankakee County, yes.
Sorry, it's a teacher thing.
Motion to approve.
I need a second.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion to approve resolution grievance settlement agreement with the IFP. That's resolution number R-10-25-1 with the correction on page 2 as noted. Motion is made by Ms. Weedle.
Yes,
Seconded by Ms. Quinn.
Yes.
Mr. Brower.
Yes.
Mr. March.
Yes.
Mr. Morgan.
Yes.
And Ms. Worrell.
I don't have it in my account. I don't have it.
Give her a copy to look at. Yep.
I don't know if I had to have it to answer their phone. Yeah, yes.
Motion approved.
and that is all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Streets and Alley Committee Chairperson, Morgan Worrell.
Just a couple things, the school said yes to taking playground equipment, I'm just gonna go by one day, next week and pick everything up.
Okay.
And that is all I have.
One comment, I've noticed when people are putting leaves out, they've been putting branches and emptying their flower pots, and I know that creates an issue, especially with our new vac, so I'm just making the comment now, if people see it laying back on their lawn, once leaves are picked up, there's a reason why, because it's gonna end up getting caught in the tube of the new leaf vac. There's not a lot of them, but I've seen some people, they,
Yeah, paper sticks will always be a problem.
yeah, so.
So we'll work around and.
Okay,
put 'em on
just-
can.
Just so, and because it's new equipment, I know we're gonna be extra careful, but just so you guys are aware of it. So. Is that all you have, man?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Finance Committee Chairman, Gary Morgan.
Yes, I move to approve Midland's fraud protection for the general fund.
I'll second.
Any questions about this? We did discuss it. Any questions? Okay.
Ready? Okay, motion to approve Midland's fraud protection for the general fund. Motion is made by Mr. Morgan,
Yes.
seconded by Ms. Weedle.
Yes.
Mr. Brower,
Yes.
Mr. Marks,
Yes.
Ms. Quinn,
Yes.
and Ms. Whirl.
Yes.
Just one other comment is we will continue to look at the other funds. Ben and I are gonna be talking with probably Rhonda and see if we do need to incorporate one of the other funds, because we're not quite sure. I mean, the fest is also a vulnerable fund and we might look at it, but the three of us are gonna talk about it. Somewhere in the future, we'll come back to you if we're gonna add one. But right now, we knew the general fund, like as quickly as possible, needed to be taken care of. That's why I'm.
Thank you, sir. Community Outreach Committee Chairman Steve Brower.
Okay. Just to let everyone know, I'm resigning my position as trustee in the Village of Grant Park effective immediately due to personal reasons. I apologize for any inconvenience my departure may cause. I want to express my gratitude for the opportunities and experiences while serving as trustee. It was a great way to participate in the Village of Grant Park. I appreciate the support I've received from the board and many wonderful giving people I've met in this community. I will continue with my support and volunteer in the future as much as possible. I'd like to turn over my resignation to the clerk officially, my identification card, and my Walmart discount card for making purchases.
Thank you, sir.
I don't even have a badge.
Thank you.
No, I don't have a badge for keys.
Sure. I want to thank Mr. Brower for all the work and commitment he's done for the community. It's greatly appreciated.
Want to shake hands?
Sure, we'll do that again.
Got it.
And I don't know if anybody's seen the movie The Jerk, Steve Martin.
Yeah.
One particular scene when he was leaving his home, he says, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna take this. Leave the pencil and pen behind. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good night.
Building and Grounds Committee Chairperson Julie Quinn.
I don't have anything for this evening, except, we would like to begin, do you want to talk about the chickens now, or? do you-
Yes, ma'am. You're
Okay.
the head chicken person, so
I have well, I should say that, my generous co-teachers and Officer Twilly have named me the chicken liaison for Grant Park. So, I just want you to picture his face, calling you the chicken liaison. I combed through the ordinance because we do need to make sure that if we're going to allow residents as well as animals to reside in our community, that we're doing so in a safe manner. And we also need to protect ourselves as a village to make sure that we're not going to come up on anything with chickens. So that being said, outside of the typos that I read and found in here again with the way I work, because I really think that we need to take a very close look at making some additions to the ordinance in regards to inspections. Chickens as well as any livestock do incur some waste that goes along with it, as well as we need to make sure that we are feeding them, and we do have regulations in here specifically for chickens and their feed, as well as how they are fed, so that we're not getting in contact with any other wildlife that may want to eat it. Obviously, we don't want to have anyone slaughtering at home, so that's in here as well. So we want to make sure that, you know, these things are taking place. So I think that we should probably take a second look as a board or as a separate committee and add in some inspections, especially maybe quarterly. I was thinking seasonally, winter does pose a certain challenge for any animal. Especially those living in someone's backyard. We want to make sure that there aren't more. I know there are people that already have them in town, which is fantastic, but we need to just make sure that they're confined in the way that they need to be and safe for both the residents and the birds. So, are we good with taking a second look?
Yes.
And can I bring this, to the committee or however we best should proceed?
I think when this ordinance was passed, after it was passed, it kind of laid there. We had a few people come in to pick up permits, but we're taking their word that they don't have any chickens yet. I think it's $25 for the permit.
Yeah.
I believe what Ms. Quinn said is very important, that they're abiding by the rules in our ordinance, and that she just wants to follow up on this. So I'm very glad that the board will try to get you a special hat that says chicken liaison. Yeah.
So expensive.
If you need anything from me, I'd be more than happy to help when you can. If there's an officer, have an officer go with you. They can have it on body cam if you're on somebody's property, if you need to look at something.
Right.
We'll do it respectfully to the residents, but it's an ordinance that we do have to keep after, so. If you-
So you're gonna be checking, that's gonna fall under you checking the coops and,
That's what chicken liaisons do.
perfect. Okay, one question real quick. I don't see that, I do see where it says roosters are not allowed.
Yes.
And it's supposed to be guineas too. Remember those guinea little bird type thing too? But I'm not seeing it in.
There's nothing in here that says anything about a guinea hen or a guinea chicken, no. And the only thing that's in here is just rooster. And that's only
Because that
defined.
was brought up. When we
That's because they
voted on it.
crow.
Huh?
Because they wake people up and they
They're
crow.
noisy,
Yeah.
even the guineas, so we'll need to include that in there.
I'm glad you're doing this, I feel like it's been kind of,
Well, I mean, it's not that I don't think that, I'm pro chicken, don't get me wrong, everything, but I just have to do it the right way.
Sandwich.
Birds, we had a whole farm up where I work that lost their entire flock and it cost hundreds of thousands of dollars and it can kill wild birds just as easily as it can flocks.
Well, I'm grateful that you're taking this on. When we did pass this, it didn't go any further than that, and I actually, to be honest, till it was brought up, I completely forgot that we had an ordinance covering this. So if you need anything from me, please reach out when you can. Like I said, if you need to go on property, make sure that you contact the chief or an officer that can be with you. And then explain yourself
Totally.
to the resident what you're doing and what we're trying to accomplish.
Okay.
And thank you very much, Julie. This is great.
Yes, and I did speak in great length today with our ag teacher, ag sciences teacher, and she also did want me to make sure that I reiterate that if you have a flock of more than 4, one of them will always want to be the rooster. Even if there is no rooster, one will crow and be your.
When there's more than 4?
And this is, yes, I didn't know this either. But she showed me lots of.
It's called a pecking order.
Yes, it is.
So are you maybe suggesting we need to lower the 6 to 4? Is that?
No, not, in fact, they said we should raise it to 8, but I thought that was even worse.
That's
No.
But,
No.
Nice compromise. Nice compromise.
but I just, for people that might want to get into this as a hobby, that sometimes one of them will become a squawker. It doesn't happen in all flocks, but it can.
And I explained to the chief when we talked about this briefly, if there is an issue with a resident, a next door neighbor, then it will be addressed whether there's a permit or not.
Right,
We don't want to disturb the neighborhood.
yeah, we don't go looking for them, but if
No.
someone brings it up,
If someone
right.
brings it
we'll
up,
go there,
we will.
they do a ticket into adjudication court for not having a permit.
Correct.
Do we have a plan for loose chickens that get out? What happened, is our police department required to go and pick up this chicken and hold it at the police station until
No,
the owner can be found?
no, because we're not gonna, they did have one, last year loose over in Hamilton Farms. Within a few hours, someone did
Found it.
the chicken.
Facebook is a wonder for
Yeah,
that.
well, the thing is that We did pass this last year. We haven't had a lot of issues. We don't wanna have a lot of issues. If there's someone, a neighbor complains, then we'll address it even further. Right now, we're trying to be as painless, as light as we can.
Yeah, proactively, you know, you need space for these birds and they need to be kept clean.
Is that all you had, Ms. Quinn?
It is.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Law Enforcement Committee Chairman Dennis Martz and Chief Carl Price.
I defer to the chief.
But you have to make a motion to approve the thing. I can't make that.
Oh, okay, well, they know all about it already, or you wanna talk about it? I know you wanna talk about it, tomorrow, go.
Well, it's paid for totally by donations. So, which I've already received.
So I need a motion to, I make a motion that we buy this, what is it called again?
Drone.
Drone that the, police department needs, and it's all bought by donations, it's gonna be no town money involved.
I'll second.
A motion to approve purchase of a drone paid for with donations to the police department. Motion is made by Mr. March,
Yes.
seconded by Ms. Weedle.
Yes.
Mr. Morgan,
Yes.
Ms. Quinn,
Yes.
Ms. Worrell.
Yes.
And I just have a couple other things, as we, in the past, we did an agreement with Beecher ESDA. We were gonna donate them our expedition for their use. They've had some serious personnel problems, like lack of personnel, so they're no longer interested in that. So they said if we get in a bind, they will still come help us, but they don't have anything to do with the vehicle at this point. So my plan is gonna be, I'm gonna have the emergency equipment stripped out of it, and the stripes taken off of it, and as we've done in the past, I'll put it out for sealed bid. And we probably anticipate getting somewhere between 2,500 and 3,500. It's a 2006 with 110,000 miles, so. And, the only other thing I have is an update on the signs. I talked to the sign guy today. He said anticipate having them by the end of the week or early next week.
Okay, and then when do we, the student, when would he be back from college?
I'm not sure. I will have to check into that once.
If he's back at Thanksgiving, maybe we can, have him come in.
I
and we
suspect
can-
Thanksgiving or Christmas, he would be back, so.
And then we can present a sign to him, and
Yes.
then hopefully we'll have the two others installed.
Yes.
At our Grand Park signs.
Yes, that's the point.
Okay.
That was an Explorer
Expedition.
expedition.
Chief, is that all you have?
That's all I have.
Thank you very much. We've got a couple things to discuss this evening. This Friday, the 24th, Mean Green Goes Pink. That's why I wore my pink tie so you wouldn't forget, benefiting the Bev Roberts Foundation. We have our basket. It was made up today. It's out in the front hall if anybody wants to see it. As was mentioned earlier, the asphalt at Hillgard Park, the parking lot and pickleball court has been done. It looks pretty good. Grand Park Fire Protection District will have trunk or treat October 26th, 1 to 4. So if you're interested, you can reach out to one of the trustees, Mr. Pat Paul. Usually has a pretty nice crowd there, a lot of kids. They're gonna have probably a bounce house, you know?
Usually that's the case, yes.
Okay. Our trick or treat hours here in the village is 4 PM to 7 PM. I know the police will be out going up and down the streets, but kids do get excited. So if you do going down the streets, be cautious because they like to run from house to house and sometimes you don't see them until the last second. One other thing I've got here, I received this, I'm gonna pass it along and explain it to everybody here. This is, a publishing company reached out to me and see if we were, you have a copy of that? Does everybody have a copy? Okay, then I won't need to. I just need your input on it. Your thoughts. The rates are on there. She called me last week and she said, can we sign you up? And I said, I need to talk to the board. It's a decision that I cannot make. Is this something the board is interested in doing or not? Or what's your thoughts on it?
No.
I'm not.
No,
Three big no's like that.
So we're in agreement. She is gonna call me back tomorrow. I'll express at this time we are not interested. Anybody have any questions concerning that? At this time, I make a motion to go in executive session to talk about personnel issues. I need a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion to go into executive session.
We need a vote.
You did that too.
Right?
The agenda.
Okay, motion to go into executive session at 7:20 p.m. Motion made by Ms. Weedle,
Yes.
seconded by Ms. Quinn,
Yes.
Mr. Martins,
Yes.
Mr. Morgan,
Yes,
and Ms. Wolf.
Yes.
let me turn this on.